In a week when we've said goodbye to a great legend, if you were in any doubt, which I'm sure you weren't, that this club means so much to the community, then you got a wonderful example on Monday.
Look, it was a wonderful occasion, and as sad as these occasions are, obviously I think the community turned out and showed what a wonderful community it is, and I'm really proud of our football club as well, how the club has conducted itself and it's difficult circumstances, because one, obviously they lose someone close to the club, but two is the media scrutiny and everything had to be done with the utmost respect and poise, and I thought the club were magnificent. The chairman spoke wonderfully, as did others who spoke, and I think we just handled it in the most complete manner that you could under those circumstances. So I'm very proud to be Stoke manager in these moments, and I do really, not that I need any reiteration, but yeah, it hammers home what a wonderfully community club this is, with great people at the helm in and around it, and obviously the fans and stuff. So look, it's sort of as a fitting sort of send off, and I said I was very privileged and proud to be part of that.
On the other hand, I don't want to spend too much time on this. The fans are wondering, is Saido Berahino training with the club? Is he training with the under-18s, or is he training under?
Look, there's a thing ongoing with Saido. To be wrong of me to do too much comment, but what I will reiterate we will not stand for breaches of discipline and continued breaches of discipline in this football club. Those days are gone. So that's all I can say. So I can reiterate to fans is what is paramount to this football club is respect, is discipline, is hard work, is good people playing for our club. That's what I can say is paramount to our football club. Anyone who breaches those is not going to move forward with Stoke City. That's all I can say. It'd be wrong of me to name names, and everything's ongoing, both a legal case and obviously internal things. So look, I don't want to elaborate on that. And in terms of a week of real positivity, it'd be wrong to dwell on anything that's negative.
Thank you. So we had a great result against Nottingham Forest, and you've had a full week of training. How are we on the injury front?
Look, we've got a few little war wounds and so on, so we'll have to evaluate them, leave them to the last minute, a few, and as I said, it showed, because we put in big shifts, and they've and put in a real graft up, and we had to earn that win, because Forest are a real good hard working side that if you're not at it, you'll get punished. But praise the Lord, we were at it, and I thought it was a much more positive performance. Look, we will get better than that in terms of cutting edge, in terms of how we control games and so on. But I thought it was a real good start. The intensity we played at, the tempo, the control we did have in the game, and then obviously to score 2 goals, and 2 good goals in that, was very, very pleasing. So look, we're on the right path.
That was one of the most important things. I had mentioned to you that we weren't scoring many goals, but we were actually in this particular match creating a lot of chances, which must be very pleasing for you.
Look, apart from the Villa match, I think we've created chances every game. We drew with both Ipswich and Wigan, but created enough chances to have won both games comfortably. I mean, we should have been more than 1-0 up against Ipswich, but we weren't, and then the sucker punch sort of cost us those 2 points against Wigan. Look, apart from the first sort of 8 or 9 minutes, we controlled the game pretty much very, very well, and had enough chances to have won the game as well. It's just we took our chances this week. I don't think we had significantly more chances than we had in those games, but we did. But we had just a greater control about us, and the fact we didn't concede all just means you just need to score one and think. But I think and the game. But I think look, a lot of stuff is marrying up now. We spoke last week about when we kept a clean sheet, we didn't score, or when we did score, we didn't keep a clean sheet. So we needed both to marry up, and it came together last week. But it's a start. We have to build on that, because there's a lot of positives, a lot of positives. But we know that to evolve and to be the team we want to be, we're going to have to continue.
And coming on to the Queen's Park Rangers game, they gave us a tough test here before you were here, and they've gone through a difficult spell. So you must have a certain amount of confidence. Whilst I know that every game in the Championship's hard, you must be really looking forward to this game with the added confidence of the last win. I'm
looking forward to this game for totally different reasons, other than the fact that any form that other team are playing in. It's one of the first sort of away games I really looked forward to, in terms of where we are as a team, as a squad, as a club, and so on. So that's the positive. But look, the thing about the Championship is cruel. It's really cruel, and I think sometimes you don't get what you deserve. So Queen's Park Rangers, I've watched 4 of their games so far. Watched another one, and at times they've got what they haven't deserved. Now they were fortunate to beat Leeds, but in other games they've lost games where I don't think they deserve to lose. So it kind of evens itself out. But the Championship can be, so you can lose 3-4 on a spin and you haven't done a hell of a lot wrong. But the Championship's like that. I think it's the hardest league, it's the most relentless league. So we know that any team that you play against, the Steve McLaren's teams, are going to be difficult to play against. And I know that going to QPR, which is a wonderful ground with wonderful atmospheres, a real good old-fashioned ground, it's going to be a real tough game. I know that. So even though they're not in the greatest of form, that can come back. If we have any complacency, that will hurt. That will come back and sting us.
And you talk that players weren't perhaps as fit as you wanted them to be, that they weren't able to keep the pressure up that you wanted, but you've now had a little bit more time to train. You've got the confidence of the last win, and if Benny Cafobi's anything to go by, he looked a different player, particularly after he scored his goal. So you must be happy with the increments of progression.
Look, when you have to, not to be disrespectful to any other regime or anything, when you say people are not fit enough and things, that's not quite what was said, and not quite what I want to come across. We play a certain way, and to do that takes different level of athlete and so on. And the players weren't used to playing like that. Now, that's not to say they weren't fit enough or anything, because again, I don't want to be disrespectful to any regime prior to me. So what we need them to do is to get to the level that we needed them to, both in and out of possession, and they're bridging that gap. Now, it's not to say we're any better than anyone else. It means we're just slightly different. We want to play slightly. So it's just taking a bit of time for them to get used to that. 1, the intensity; 2, the level of it and the duration of it, and 3, on terms of where we sort of press from and so on. But no, they're getting there. But as we said, it's all a continual thing that won't happen. I read, and it's good to read about things about Brendan Rodgers, and suddenly people are thinking, well, he has a clear philosophy, Brendan, and suddenly he goes into Leicester and it's just going to be, it's constant thing. It's a constant work. When you're a successful team, it takes months and years to build up, and that's what we're doing here. And there was a vast improvement, but I think you're seeing our improvements week by week on what we want to do, not on anything else, but what we want to do, and that's good.
Okay, so physically they're adapting to how you want them to play, but there has been a problem that we've touched on, excuse me, before, where the players mentally haven't been right. It looks like now that they've got the mental confidence coming back that you would hope.
Well, it does take one tactically, technically, physically, but mentally to win a game. You have to be, all those have to marry up. And as I said, in the previous couple of games we were 1-0 up at half time and ended up conceding and not seeing the game out. Saturday was different. We won both halves. We looked stronger, and without being disrespectful or think, if we had got a third, it wouldn't have been against the run of play in any kind of way, because we were pressing for the third, that's the type of team I want. That's the type of mentality I want. That's the type of relentlessness that we want through games, that we don't just want to consolidate, see out games and see where it goes. We want to be a front-footed side that goes after teams. We're not quite there yet, but we're on the right path.
Thank you.
Is it safe to say that we're seeing the green shoots of recovery here at Stoke when it comes to things like attitude of players, loyalty and application on the pitch?
Look, I don't know, because again, to say recovery means that I'm commenting on something before, but all I'm saying is, I see, what I see is not what has been reported at times. Again, it was publicised about the ex-player stating something that is categorically wrong. But what we are doing is just gelling the players, just making sure the players are feeling good, feeling confident, getting fitter, getting stronger, getting understanding the way we want them to play, and that's just a daily thing. And I see a good group. I see a real good group that I'm really pleased with and proud of, and that's, again, I don't like going back to my old club. We're far in excess of where I was when I first took over my old club. Here there's real optimism. I can see a real buy-in from the players. I can see a real attitude and a desire to do well for this football club and for themselves. So everything I'm reading and something like that prior to this week has been totally false. So what we are, whether it's seeing a recovery or anything, no, I don't think it's a recovery. What I see is we've planted something, so we're just seeing the initial sort of blossoms of that. But again, one swallow doesn't make a summer, as they say, and we're going to continue planting and watering and cultivating until we get a finished article.
One swallow doesn't make a summer, but a clean sheet on Saturday was an excellent result in itself. But it does leave you with a problem, of course. You've got now a lot of good central defenders. Brian Shawcross returned to his post. Is it a problem now fitting all those decent defenders into just one team?
No, not at all. I mean, and we want real competition. I mean, I want to get a group here that we without giving too much away, we like working with 20 outfield players, and that's 2 in every position, so that there are competition right throughout, so that no one rests on their laurels. We speak about people not being substitutes but game changers, so that when they come on, they take a game away from people, they impact, and the importance of that. It's not substitutes anymore. We don't call them that. We call them game changers, so that they come on and they impact. They're part and parcel of a squad, of a movement, of everything that we want to do. Without that competition and that desire in every single position, then people can rest on their laurels because they know they're going to play. So we want 2 top ones in every position, or 1 top one young hungry one that's going to push him until something goes. So that's the kind of creation we want. So if I've got 4 top central defenders grafting, it's exactly what I want. I've got 3 real good keepers at a good level. My strikers I want that, but I want that even better. I want either them to get better or I want to get better. So we won't be embarrassed by riches or by the depth of talent we got ever. In fact, we want it.
One thing you do need to conquer, I think there was a green shoots of recovery on Monday, is penalty taking. Charlie Adams scoring for the under-23s. You know, is that one high on your list of problems that need sorting out here?
Well, again, that's a mental thing, because technically they can do it, but no, we've got players that want to take penalties, they can take penalties, and look, it'd be nice to have another one. So I'd like that problem, but no, there's enough quality in here to take a penalty, you know, and we have 2, 3, 4 that can, you'd class as recognised ones. So hopefully one of those steps up, and we can put that to bed as well, because I said it's all about firsts when there's new regimes and so on. It's all about firsts, and you know, back-to-back wins, winning away from home, beating a certain team you haven't beaten for a while, and we all tick boxes. If that's another box you have to tick, then all well and good.